Hey, it's Alyssa Wong, and you are listening to Across the Bifrost.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if it be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Across the Bifrost. This is the Mighty Thor podcast, where on each and every episode, we explore the world of Marvel's Mighty Thor. I am one of your co-hosts, Ryan Doze, and I am joined today by the rest of the Warriors 3. Will Rose is here, and Faz is on the call. Gents, we got a good one today. Are we ready to chat with Alyssa Wong?
We are. We've been waiting for this for a while, and it's happening, and I'm pretty excited.
Ryan and I have been really heavy-handedly teasing this for like 5 or 6
about a month
podcasts. Yeah, it's been a bit. It started with like a comment about a green scale and a gold horn, and it just got more and more on the nose since then.
and as fate would have it, the stars aligned, and there was a meeting at a signing at a local comic store, and it happened. So we'll share more about that a little bit later on. Yeah.
But we should just introduce our esteemed guest, Alyssa Wong. Welcome to Across the Bifrost.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Sorry, that was a lot. That was a lot right there at the beginning.
No, that's great. That's
as
great.
it usually is.
We are absolutely just thrilled to have you on the show, and we've been enjoying so much of your work that we want to talk about all of it, but mostly we really want to talk about Alligator Loki. One of us in particular is pretty heavy-handed with his love of that little reptile. So we're gonna just jump in and kind of see where the wind takes us, I guess. And listener Prime, if you are still listening, this is a big episode, so you need to be taking notes. Whoever listener Prime is, you need to be taking notes this episode. How long are we going to take this listener Prime thing?
Forever.
As long as Jason Aaron's Avengers is
forever.
That's exactly. As long as right. Avenger Prime is around, listener Prime will be around.
Yes. So, Alyssa, kind of how we like to start our chats is where in the 9 realms do you call home?
North Carolina, baby. So
and Will, this is where you take over.
Yeah, North
Carolina boy.
That's right. We're right down the road. So yeah, well, Ryan, you like to say, like, in terms of the 9 realms of like Norse mythology, Alyssa, if you could choose one of the 9 realms of Norse mythology, and there's a cheat sheet, Ryan can help you with this. I don't know them all by heart either, but if there is a particular realm in the 9 realms of Norse, what would you choose as home? I mean, aside Rebek wanted the one with the lazy river, wherever that is, but like
Martin chose hell like immediately.
yeah he wanted that. He liked the body horror, so he wanted hell.
So that was actually my gut choice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nice.
But I want to hear your rundown. Like I want to hear the rundown.
Okay. So Asgard, Midgard, Vanaheim, Alfheim, Svartalheim, Nidavellir, Niflheim, Jotunheim, and well, heaven technically. And I am absolutely blanking on
hell.
Hell's not technically a realm.
Okay, all right.
Listeners don't want to hear that.
Okay.
They don't want to hear me stumble through it, but I think I got most of them. Listener Prime, if you're listening, tell me if I got all of them or if I didn't. But yeah, that's all I've got.
Is there a particular realm, Alyssa, that you like are drawn to?
I mean, Niflheim sounds fun, but I don't know. I've been playing a lot of God of War Ragnarok recently. So
nice.
I'm really torn because everything is beautiful, but also super gnarly in that game. So, but also, I want to hang out with Martine. Like, so I'm going to hell.
Yeah, you guys would make a great team. You make a great team in comics. So you guys teaming up there,
oh my gosh,
of choice and hanging out. I'd buy that comic.
We got to tell Martin that. But yeah,
Fantastic. So we met, how this kind of happened is that, we're fans, but also Alligator Loki. And then I went to my local comic store in Durham, North Carolina, Ultimate Comics, also home of North Carolina Comic Con. I'm good friends with the owner and others there in Ultimate Comics. I've led some panels at North Carolina Comic Con, and I saw this little flyer that said signing ALYSSA Wong in the Carry store, and I was like, what? I'm gonna go get Deadpool #1 signed, and while I'm there, I'm gonna try not to be too pushy or too weird, too creepy, and say, hey, I know a guy with a podcast, we'd love to talk to you. And that's what I did. And Alyssa was like, this sounds so cool. Absolutely. So swapped emails, and here we are today. So yes, North Carolina is Alyssa's home at the moment. So you did you grow up in North Carolina, or did you just do school at North Carolina State? How'd that unfold for you?
So I'm actually from Arizona. I grew up in the desert, like right next to a big old desert mountains. So like no phone signal for most of my life.
Nice.
But really, really beautiful. Beautiful mountains, weird, beautiful, extremely venomous animals. Like I love it. But I came to North Carolina for undergrad, did my undergrad at Duke, and left, came back for my master's at North Carolina State, and worked in games. So I worked at Epic Games for a while. And then I left for California 3 weeks after I got married here in North Carolina.
Nice. Okay.
I left my spouse behind. Sorry. Because my spouse was still doing grad school, and I got this job offer in Irvine to work for Blizzard. So I wrote for Overwatch for a while.
Wow.
And then yeah.
That's pretty big deal, I guess.
It was really fun. I learned a lot. And I don't know. I feel like every time I love learning about different kinds of writing, because every time I do, I feel like the more knowledge I add that's sort of like auxiliary, the more interesting and textured and strong the stuff I'm actively doing gets. So that's my very nerdy answer.
That's so good. That's so good. Now, okay, I'm just gonna just because it comes to my mind, I don't want to derail a bit, but writing a script for like a video game versus a comic book, is there like, are there similarities where they're like, here, write different scenarios or the storyline or overarching story that we want to see happen, and you have to write like a script for the game designers like you would for an artist? How does that happen?
So it really depends on what kind of game it is. Like Overwatch is a first-person shooter. It's a live game, rather than like a really narrative heavy game like God of War Ragnarok. So the kind of dialogue that you're going to have is a lot shorter. It's sort of like call outs to let the player know that certain things are activating around them, their health is low, all that kind of stuff, rather than like here are the story beats that you're being guided through. So the way that each encounter, whether that's a player encounter or like you interacting with the environment, the way that those are scripted are going to be really different in those different kinds of games. But all that to say, I think games writing and comic writing are actually very similar in the sense that you were building something for somebody else to interact with and play with, and you're writing for your team. So in comics, it's my artist, my editorial team, colorist, letterer, and my scripts are actually pretty conversational too. So I'll do the panel breakdown, and then I'll be like, here's what I think. If you want to try something, go ahead, and we'll just see. Or I'll be like, here's what I think. This is dumb, but let's find out. Which is great.
The honesty is awesome.
And yeah, and when you're writing for games, you have a huge team because you have programmers, you have artists, you have different kinds of game designers. There's so many people, like UI UX designers. You have so many people who are all working on the same project, and all of their disciplines are sort of like knitted together. So when I'm writing dialogue, I'm not just writing for like the player to interact with it. I'm also writing to inform and like highlight and guide and like amp up everybody else's work on my team. So if I write something that hopefully they like and they find inspiring, and that helps them like learn exciting things and figure out exciting things in the work that they're doing on the same project, then I feel like I've succeeded.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, because I remember reading Brian Michael Bendis's book Words for Pictures, and he was kind of like, nobody's going to see, the general public is not going to see your script. It's like maybe 3 or 4 people are going to see your script. They're going to see the public's going to see your end game, or kind of the end product of this whole team working together. But you know, your script doesn't have to be like this way or that way. It's, you're writing for your creative team to express whatever story you want to create together. So that falls right in line with that. That's super awesome. So going to state, living in going undergrad Duke, I have to ask the question, like,
oh gosh,
ACC basketball, like, do you have is there a team, are you in the cult of March Madness?
Keep in mind, he lives in Chapel Hill, so
I know.
no
I feel like this is a loaded question. No, I'm not going to incriminate myself. So funny you should ask. Between my spouse and I, we have collectively attended Duke, NCSU, and Chapel Hill. So
there you go. You got it covered.
We've got it covered, and that's my answer. And I'm just gonna put that in there.
Boom. Say
perfect.
You covered all
bases covered for March Madness. You're good. So let's go back a little bit. So you're in the creative business. You're working for Marvel. You create video games. Was there a particular time when you were younger that inspired you to get into this work? Do you remember your first comic book you ever gotten, or first video game you ever played? What led you down this road in this creative process of becoming, you know, a top creator at Marvel?
Oh, you're so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, was that not public knowledge?
It's public knowledge. Everyone knows that.
Oh man, I'm just a guy. Like,
yeah.
So funny, I actually do remember my very first comic.
Oh yeah.
I think so. It was a free copy. I think I got it in a McDonald's Happy Meal.
Yes.
And it was a free copy of a Batman issue. So I guess Detective Comics, where Dick Grayson's parents die horrifyingly in front of him. It was just that one issue, and it was missing like half the pages, and the only pages that were really there was like Batman shows up, and then also it's like, look, we're acrobats, look at our happy family. Oh no, there's acid on the ropes, and then like the parents die. And he's like, oh no, I'm so sad. And Batman's like, I'll take you to an orphan, which is what my 5 to 6 year old memory is.
Happy Meal. Here's a Happy Meal. Watch somebody's parents die.
Yeah.
Happy. Here's your Happy Meal. We watch somebody orphaned. Yeah, thanks, McDonald's.
But they get to hang out with Batman, so
yeah,
it's like,
yeah, great.
But then Batman showed up and everything
shout out
was
trauma.
okay.
Yeah, doesn't everybody want to be a Robin? Not if it happens that way. No, I don't.
Oh my God.
That's
wow,
so
what
good.
a way to be like baptized into
Talk
this,
about an impression
into this world.
Because it didn't scar you away from comics forever at that point.
She's like, I gotta create a better story.
So funny thing is, that was my first comic, my first Western comic, and after that, like I read a lot of Foxtrot and a lot of Calvin and Hobbes as a kid.
Nice.
Nice.
But I didn't read a lot of like superhero comics until probably after college. Actually, I didn't have any way to access them. I kind of grew up in a weird media black hole, so like my knowledge of pop culture until about 2010 or so is like basically non-existent.
Wow.
It's very weird. It's a very weird thing. But
Pop culture black hole. Wow, that is an interesting.
Well,
concept.
if you escape the 90s and the early 2000s, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Maybe that's why you're so good. 2010 and on is pretty. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I think this is embarrassing, but I think my first Tom Cruise movie might have actually been Top Gun Maverick. I know, it's crazy. we went and watched I know that's the face you're making right now is the face that my spouse makes at me all the time.
I just love
Listener
that
Prime, we are in stunned silence right now. No words are said.
Like,
I love
okay,
it.
I know something about pop culture. Okay, Tom Cruise movie. My favorite first one I ever saw was Maverick.
Yeah.
Like we jumped right to Tom Cruise. Like just there was no on ramp for that one. We just like
And
boom.
2022 Tom Cruise. Like,
Which may be the best one. So you
Yeah,
exclude,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not a bad thing.
Still haven't seen it.
I did.
They're all
I
going to be
did watch-
disappointing from here on.
Yeah.
I did watch original Top Gun too because we were like we got to watch them both together.
Of course.
And I was like, oh, this is why people say Tom Cruise is a handsome movie star because like I just completely just missed it, right? So then we watched Top Gun Maverick, and I was like, oh, this movie rocks. Like I love
This movie rocks.
It's basically A New Hope, but like fighter jets.
Don't worry, we'll get to Star Wars.
I know.
Funny. I feel like I'm outing myself as like my zero geek credit, but I grew up with Star Wars movies because my dad really loves them. And my parents watched Star Trek, but the only episode I can remember ever watching is the Tribbles one. So that is
legendary. Like
it is. It's so fun. But I'm like I said, like my knowledge is real low. So yeah, I never have anything interesting to contribute to like a Star Trek conversation, which is always a bummer. So
like, Tribbles, all right.
I'm like, yeah, I got Tribble. You're gonna have
Oh,
800 of them by the time the night's over.
You're like,
So
don't we all have trouble with Tribbles?
Yeah. So going into grad school for creative writing, were there stories that intrigued you that says like, yeah, or a recognition of the gifts within yourself where you're like, I like story, I like creating, and this is one where to go down because I'm my own kids I feel like are pretty creative, and one of them's like a pretty good writer. She doesn't believe that yet, but I'm like, dude, you could do this at some point. So for you, what was it like for Alyssa to say like, hey, I want to go down this road, and I feel like I have some creative chops to get into creative writing, regardless of where that leads you next?
I've always loved writing. I've always loved stories, right? So my dad used to tell me stories all the time as a kid. So bedtime stories, if mom was shopping and he had to babysit the kids, he would tell us stories. It's a great way to like it's a great way to teach your kids their like vital information. Is you build it into the story. That's how I learned like my childhood address, like phone number, all that information. That was really important.
Nice.
If you end up as a lost child. But
like Dick Grayson.
It all ties together.
It's how Batman knows where to find your vital information.
Right.
Was your dad just training you to become Batman? Is what I'm.
I mean, if he is, I've disappointed him gravely. But yeah, no, I've always loved stories. I've always loved writing. So I've been writing as long as I can remember. And I think the things I loved reading. So as a kid, I'd go to Barnes and Noble and I'd look at the books and be like, someday I want to have a book on that shelf. I want to have that. That's what I want. So I would always just write stuff to entertain me. I didn't spend a lot of time showing it to other people. I was like, that's not that important. But in college, I applied for this workshop. It was like a 6-week creative writing short story workshop called the Clarion Writers Workshop, science fiction fantasy. I got in, deeply surprised. Went there, wrote 6 short stories in 6 weeks.
Wow.
That summer. And sent some of them out. And my first one was published in 2020 2014 or so, and was nominated for the Nebula World Fantasy and I think Hugo Awards that year.
Sure.
And
small things like
I love
Nebula
that
Awards.
you've forgotten more like nominations than Will probably ever gets.
No, you mean?
Yeah, and it was something, some
No,
other.
it's
Yeah,
So
there was
good.
like an Academy Award at one
Yeah,
point.
oh
Like,
my
who even
God,
knows
you
what the
guys.
Academy is? Yeah.
What was the name of that story? What was the name of the story?
The Fisher Queen. It is it's about a young girl and the dark secrets of the mermaid fishing industry on the Mekong River. So this is me being like, could you eat a mermaid? And the answer is, of course you could. You could eat basically anything if you put your mind to it. But that's what that's.
I have to go read this story tonight.
Yes.
My next one, I'm gonna say like must have been my third one, whatever. My next story was Hungry Daughters of Starving Mothers, which is about a young woman trying to find love and delicious food in the New York dating scene. It's a horror story. And it's about what it's actually about is it's about somebody who eats people's like evil thoughts and then like steals their bodies. So it's a really fun, goofy story.
It's a heartwarming coming of age story.
They put it in Happy Meals.
They put it in Happy Meals.
But that one did win the Nebula Award and World Fantasy Award that year, so that was exciting. So I wrote a bunch of science fiction and fantasy and horror short fiction, and that's how I ended up getting into grad school for creative writing.
Nice.
I love, but like I feel like writing for games and writing for comics are like two jobs that I was kind of like, someone does this, but certain couldn't be me, like those are fantasy jobs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Real people don't do that. people like me don't get to do that kind of stuff.
That's exactly it. So I was working at Blizzard and I got a call from Greg Pak, who is an angel. And he was like, hey, I love your short fiction. I love it. And I read your story, Olivia's Table, which is really great. It's about family. That one actually is about food and family, for real. And not eating people, I promise. But he was like, yeah, I'm writing this Wave and Arrow like B story for the Arrow comics. And would you like to, I'm looking for a co-writer. I like the way you write about family. Do you want to co-write this thing with me? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So that's how I got into comics. My editor for that is the same editor that I work with for Dr. Aphra. And that's Marvel. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Ryan, you want to ask a question about the yeah. So right into what you want to ask.
I've read I feel like I've only scratched the surface on the ALYSSA Wong verse, as I'll just call it, but you've written Dr. Aphra, which is your Star Wars work, Iron Fist. I really loved that. Was it a limited run on Iron Fist that you did? But it's the new Iron Fist, and I really enjoyed that. Arrow was another thing. Like I had no idea what to expect with that comic when I picked it up, but I really enjoyed it. Really, what I need to ask you before we take a brief break is, Will wants to know what it's like to write Star Wars, because Will's first love is Star Wars, and I'm afraid he would nerd out too much about Star Wars. So I'm going to ask you, what is it like to write Star Wars? Because it's like established canon, but then Dr. Aphra is this new character that gets to kind of play around in their own corner of the Star Wars universe. What is that process like with an established franchise but a brand new character?
And I will say that I got a Dr. Aphra graphic novel signed by Alyssa at Ultimate Comics in North Carolina. So boom,
Wow.
that happened. That happened not too long ago.
What was that? Will, was that your Nexus event or something? Like,
That's right. That happened. That's happened. Yeah. So yeah, like after you're writing for, like, did they pitch this character to you, or do you like, I have a character that I'd love to be in the Star Wars universe? How did that originate? And she's bound to show up in Mando season 3 at some point, or 4 or 5 or some point. She's going to show up in live action
do this
Star Wars at some point. So that'll happen, and hopefully they'll recognize.
Well, this is why we let Ryan ask the question.
That's right. So where did that originate? Was that you? Was that them? How did that unfold?
Oh my God. So first off, I do hope she eventually makes it into live action. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So
Black Chrysanthemum showed up, and I was like, "Oh, are we about to do this?"
Yeah.
And then they didn't. But you know,
I was pointing at the screen. I was like, I know that guy.
I know that guy.
I threw him down a hole. But yeah, no, I think it's pretty great. I love writing for Star Wars. Like it's my favorite. It's just so fun. And I love that, as you said, it's like this big beloved universe, but the universe is so big, you can have so many different kinds of stories inside it. And like, I think that there are, I think that there is, of course, range in terms of like the kinds of stories you can tell with, like, especially like superhero stories, for sure. But like Star Wars is like, you can tell whatever kind of story you want, and that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Pending approvals, but
editors and
so I was working with Mark Paniccia, who's incredible. I worked with him on the Wave and Arrow B story. He got me to do these like 3 one-shots, which were like a origin story, like standalones. Future fights first, I think, is what they were called. White Fox, Grayson and Io, and Luna Snow. So
for the original Future Fight characters?
Yeah, from the game.
I play that game. That's awesome.
Oh my God, yeah. So yeah, if you read the one-shot comics that are about the origin stories of Crescent, Io, Luna Snow, and White Fox, who's my first love, that's me.
That's fantastic. Wow.
I play that game.
I was playing it today. It's like a 6-year-old game. I've played it since the beginning.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. So yeah, I worked on those, and then Mark called me. I snuck out of work and he called me, and he was like, hey, I wanted to know, we're looking at relaunching the Star Wars line of comics. Dr. Aphra Volume 1 is wrapping up. We're looking for someone new to write it for Volume 2, sort of like a soft relaunch. Do you want to write it? And I was like, oh my God, yeah. It was my first ongoing, which is crazy. And the first, I think, pretty much the first serial solo thing that I had done, which is also crazy. So yeah, I got invited to write Dr. Aphra. They were like, we want to do something that welcomes new readers. We want to do something that feels like bringing her back to her origins and like kind of start fresh and new, rather than being like, we're going to pick up right where we left off at the end of Volume 1. So I wanted to write something. They're like, can you do something like that? I was like, okay, archaeological rumble. Here's my pitch. Indiana Jones style, archaeological rumble. New group of new team, and they're gonna go find whatever this is, and it's gonna be gnarly and weird. And they were like, okay. That being said, I was like, here's my cast of characters. Here's the artifact. Here's the temple that we're going to, essentially, like the planet, and here's the villain. And I think that I'm trying to think of I think the thing with Star Wars writing is that I'm always surprised by what they let me get away with. I was kind of like, oh, Star Wars, I have to like, I can only use like pre-established characters, and they were like, no, please just make up new stuff. And I was like, you're gonna let me make up, you're just gonna let me do this? And they were like,
So cool.
yes, please
Oh,
make up new stuff. And I was like, gladly, I absolutely will.
you got to play in the Star Wars sandbox, and like they just gave you all the tools. It was like build crazy shit.
Yeah. So everybody in that first arc is, other than Aphra, of course, and Black Chrysanthemum, everybody else is brand new. The villain, Ronan Tag, is, I was like, who's the perfect villain to go up against an archaeologist? Like somebody who looks at something old and rare and goes, that's great, I'm gonna destroy that because I want to be the last person who ever touched it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have it, and then I want to destroy it so no one else can ever have this experience.
Like a nihilist Indiana Jones villain.
Yeah.
I love that archaeological rumble. That's the I gotta go reread some. Wait, I've got so many reading recommendations, and we haven't even talked about Alligator Loki yet. So, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a brief break because we gotta do some we gotta settle back in. And you probably have wondered why our third member of our team, both listeners and Alyssa, why has Faz been so quiet? Well, Faz has been getting ready with all of his Alligator Loki questions. So we're going to take a brief break. Faz is going to do some final preparation. And then we're going to come back, and Faz is going to dig us into really what we wanted to talk to Alyssa about, and that is Alligator Loki Infinity Comics. There's a lot of them, and they're all fun. So we're going to talk about them after this brief break. Hey friends, just a quick time out here. I hope you're enjoying our chat with Marvel creator Alyssa Wong. We're about to get into a ton of Alligator Loki talk, which Faz has been looking forward to for, no joke everybody, like 6-8 months. So he's really amped up and excited. Something we're amped up and excited about is our Thor Core on Patreon. I know you hear us talk about it every week here on the podcast, but it really is the best way to support us, because we do have things that we just need to pay the bills around here for Marvel Unlimited subscription, for things that keep us on the podcast format that you're listening to right now. So if you feel like helping out and you want to support the show financially, a great way to do that is to join the Thor Core at the link in our episode description. For a few bucks a month, you're going to get some bonus episodes, you're going to get some extended episodes, and you're going to know things way in advance, guests that we have coming up, things that we're going to be working on behind the scenes. You'll get to know all of that as a part of our Thor Core on Patreon. But if you just listen to the podcast, that's another great way of supporting the show. We'd like to thank all of our Thor Core members who have already joined. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate you so much. So everybody, enjoy the rest of this chat. Whether you're a Thor Core member or not, enjoy the rest of this chat with Marvel creator Alyssa Wong.
All right, listeners and Listener Prime, we are back, and it's Faz's time to shine here. Longtime listeners will know that Faz's Corner is specifically in our new comics area. Time to talk about the newest issue of Alligator Loki. The work that Alyssa has done in this little fun corner of the Marvel Universe has been so much fun. When I tell my younger friends like nieces or children or even my fiance to try to get them into comics, I show them an Alligator Loki comic. And Alligator Loki has meant a lot, and Alyssa, your contribution there has been fantastic. I'm the one of the group who is the MCU buff. Comics are my second love, and I've gotten a lot more into them with the pandemic. And the one that I don't think I've missed a single new issue of has been Alligator Loki. I even missed the Thor runs, but Alligator Loki, I'm there every time.
That is crazy.
Oh my god, really? That's so sweet. Thank you.
It's my favorite. Everybody knows it. I say things like, I know we just talked about Thor 31. That's great. Avengers is great, but it's time for the important stuff. Alligator Loki is a part today, guys, is what we'll do. Yeah. So the first thing I want to know is, how did the opportunity to write Alligator Loki come up? Like, did Michael Waldron call you and say, they're meaning my alligator. Do you want to write a comic about it, or like how did that happen?
Oh my God. So I worked with Kaka Gorwitz, who is an editor. So I'd done a couple of vertical comics at this point, but I'd worked with Kat on a Shang-Chi vertical comic.
Yes.
And that was super fun, a huge learning experience because I had never written a vertical comic, and the way you think about story vertically is so fun and weird. But she was like, hey, I really enjoyed that. Would you want to work on another vertical digital comic with me? And I was like, yeah, I mean, what is it? And she was like, oh, it's Alligator Loki. And I was like, what? Yeah, no, I mean, Alligator Loki is so cute. I just the exciting thing about that was she was like, here's some artists I'm thinking of, and she brought up Bob Quinn, who's incredible. And I love the idea of just getting the chance to do silent slapstick shenanigans, just really fun, funny, goofy stuff.
Yeah.
I was at the time I was feeling really tired because I was doing a lot of like pretty emotionally intense comics. Trying to remember if I was doing Iron Fist at that time. I think I was thinking about we were still like building Iron Fist, but that's a pretty intense story. I had done some like the Shang-Chi comic, like very. I'm really, really bad at writing good boys. I'm like really bad at it. So it takes a lot out of me, and I'm much more comfortable with writing like. Can I swear on this podcast?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right ahead.
Okay, I'm much better at writing little shits. Like that's where my heart lives. So getting to do that with Loki and Alligator Loki has just been so fun. It's so fun. And Bob is so good. His sense of humor is great, and I think we just like vibe, which is that's the thing I always look for in an artist is I've gotten the chance to work with so many incredible artists. And my favorite ones are the ones who get my jokes. So
Yeah, same.
So
when Ryan laughs at my jokes, I love it.
I also eye roll at a lot of your jokes too.
You sure do. You sure do.
We take the good with the bad. And
We sure do.
what you saying, like you really enjoy writing little shits. Alligator Loki's kind of like the king of little shits. He's kind of like a Dennis the Menace in
Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin and Hobbes. We heard that reference.
Right.
It fits.
There you go.
He's a rascal.
He is. He's like, what if you had an ornery little cat who is also a big sharp-toothed reptile? Like, I don't know. Like, it's so good. So
stuck
fun.
in the puppy dog phase, but he's a Loki and he fights like a Loki.
He does.
Now, Alyssa, I know you said that the writing and the thinking about vertical comics is weird compared to kind of the regular comics. Can you talk a little about how the process is different and how it kind of feels to write one of those?
So with I guess like a standard comic, obviously the page is different, right? Like you have your just sort of normal rectangular page, and then with a vertical comic, it's very narrow and long. So the way when I'm thinking about the way I want to structure a story, I think about width as well as like height. So if I want to have a big splash page, right? And I'm trying to think of a good example. I don't know. Say there's a big explosion and Alligator Loki comes like flying out of an exploded, I don't know, van or something, right? So when you have like just like a normal comic book page, you have all of that width and height to play with in terms of making the explosion big, in terms of showing dimension and scale, and what the trajectory of the alligator flying through the air is, you know, like all that stuff. You have so much space to build outwards. But when you're doing a vertical comic, it's usually only the width is only wide enough to do one panel at a time. So if you want to make like the advantage of doing a splash page with a normal comic is like it's so much bigger and it's like a big bam moment. But with a vertical comic, you only ever get one panel at a time anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, you can't really think of it in that same way. So what I usually do is, like, if you're gonna have that same image, say, of Alligator Loki exploding out of a van or whatever, you have to think about the way your viewer is going to see it as their eye travels down the page, as they touch the screen and pull up, right? So instead of, like, say, Alligator Loki like exploding like outwards, like towards us, on like a normal comic page, you can use the vertical length and the pace at which people are viewing the image as they go down to show scale and to show, like, this sounds really weird, to show distance. So instead of flying outwards, Alligator Loki might be flying downwards as things are like raining down.
Yeah.
So just like in the Snow Day issue, for example, when he's riding Cap's shield down and you see him going down the whole way. Yeah. Perfect.
That's
now
exactly
on that note, Alyssa, I know that Ryan's favorite Alligator Loki is Snow Day. Mine, I think, so far is the dragon one, when he's in the little what is your
I would fight
favorite?
hard for the dragon one too. I like, it's a
Dragon one's
1A,
good.
1B kind of thing. The Spot Day is also really good too. I feel like
Spot Day is good.
arguing like it's like one of my favorite sitcoms is Friends. So I'm like, well, what's my favorite episode? I'm like, I don't know what my favorite episode is. Like, I laugh at so many of them. Like, what's my favorite issue of Alligator Loki? I don't know. That's why we're gonna make Alyssa answer the question.
So of the ones that are released, I won't make you spoil anything that's coming, but of the 17 that are out, which is your favorite?
Oh my god, this is so hard. And it's also hard because I've written all of what, I guess, season 2 now. So I'm trying to remember which ones are out at this point.
Right. Oh my goodness, spoiler.
Feel free to spoil us. No, please don't.
The one where Alligator Loki kills Thanos, that's the one we like. No.
Yeah, we went full Squirrel Girl with it.
Let me see. I actually really enjoyed the birthday party one, which is the last last issue of season 1. I think I'm just checking really quick to make sure that I got this right. Yes, okay. The dog park episode was really fun too.
Yeah.
That was I think we were originally going to use that as the opening episode for season 2, but we ended up shifting some things around, but I just, it's so cute. And I've got a couple coming up, and one in particular, Bob is just incredible. But I'm very excited about it.
And it seems like it's getting bigger because season 1 kind of set the tone, set the pace, got everybody kind of in the story. And now it's like the storylines are getting more wild, and it's just each one that comes out, it's like, oh my god, this is the best one I've ever seen. Every time.
Thank you. I gotta say, the very first episode actually has a very special place in my heart because it's so dumb. It's so fun.
The amusement park.
Yeah. Where Thor's chasing Loki down, and then like he jumps in the portal and Thor reaches in and pulls the alligator out, and then there's that 4-panel sequence where it's like Thor looking at the alligator and he's like and the alligator's like hissing at him, and then you get Thor's face and his eyes just light up and he's like and the alligator's like, oh no, and then you get the photo, which is Alligator Loki.
And like you have some issues where it's like it's continuity, like we're kind of going on like from where we left off last time, and then other times they're just ones of like Loki just floating along the river catching butterflies, like so it's I don't know, it kind of keeps me guessing. It's like it's almost like it's a sitcom. It feels like I'm reading a sitcom. And like I love sitcoms, so like Alligator Loki is always a good one. When I see it pop up on my Marvel Unlimited, I'm like, okay, let's well, and it doesn't take that long to read, but it's like I know I'm gonna smile a few times and
strap in.
That's always great. I mean, not every comic has to be dark and broody like the death of Dick Grayson's parents, everybody.
And a Happy Meal.
We need Alligator Loki comics in our Happy Meals, not the death of the Flying Graysons.
And Alligator Loki is the perfect place to do things like when you did the angry cat meme, where Alligator Loki was looking angrily. That was like, I saw that and was like, oh my god, they went there. That's amazing.
So goofy, so goofy.
I still want that coffee mug, the Midgard's favorite Asgardian.
Yeah.
I want that coffee mug. Like I have to have it. It'd be a great addition to the Thor office. So Alyssa, there's so much we wanted to ask you, and I'm sure we've scratched the surface, but we do want to be respectful of your time tonight. So I want to just ask, was there anything that we kind of started talking about that maybe you feel like we need to pay a little bit more attention to before we go, or something that you feel like just listeners need to know about your work, your career, anything along those lines?
I feel like I was gonna say I don't mind staying a little bit longer. I feel like you did bring me on to talk about Alligator Loki, and I worry that you didn't get the chance to talk about Alligator Loki as much as maybe you wanted to. But if you have, that's totally fine. And I'm like, not, maybe I'm being weird about it, but like
Faz, you're the best Alligator Loki question you have left in your arsenal.
Oh God, oh God, oh God. Well, you answered the favorite one, which was really important to me because I have like 15 that I like a lot.
Usually people don't answer that question.
Right.
Yeah, usually they'll say, "Oh, they're all my favorite. It's too hard." The fact that you
I
went
love
there,
all
that's great. I think my last question will be, how long, without giving too much away, do you think Alligator Loki can go on for?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, I've written all of season 2, and each season is 12 episodes. So we know we're getting 20. We're getting 24.
Confirmed.
Confirmed as in I've written, submitted, and I've gotten paid for it. So we're good on that front.
What happens from there is,
Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen from there. I finished 12 and I was like, yay, we did it. And then not that long afterwards, I got an email from Kat being like, hey, would you be down to do some more? So maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. But what I will say is I am continually surprised and amazed in the best way by how happy this makes people.
Yeah.
Because it's so much fun to write, and it lets me flex muscles that I don't get to flex anywhere else. I think in general my stories, especially my short fiction, tends to trend a lot darker and more stressful. And I love punching people in the feelings really intensely, in any medium. So Alligator Loki is really nice because it's this light, fun, like happy, exciting kind of romp, and it lets me play for a while, and hopefully it, like, I don't know, it seems like it lets other people just have a really nice time for as long as they're reading it, and that feels special to me.
Awesome.
Mission more than accomplished. I feel like that's I know put it this way, we don't really walk away from that comic being like, I don't get where this is going. I don't get where the continuity is like sometimes it's good to have a comic where it's like, hey, I don't have to know about the 10 issues before it, and it's just a fun comic, and like it's a comic that honestly I enjoy just flipping through with my kids because they just see funny alligator guy. My daughter loves when any female character, or she calls them girl superheroes, show up. So like when you did the spa day issue, she was like, oh my gosh, there are so many girl superheroes in here, and like it made her day. So you've made a lot of people on this chat happy with those comics. You've made even my kids happy with those comics. So, as a fan, thank you. As a dad, thank you. That's
so when Alligator Loki shows up in Loki season 2, riding Cap Shield down a snowbank, we're gonna be like, we know where that came from.
I understood that reference.
I understood that reference.
It's like when the images for Thor: Love and Thunder were coming out, and everybody saw the Falagear image that was like pulled right out from Issad's art. It's like, oh, I know what that's from. We're gonna do the Leo DiCaprio meme when Alligator Loki comes in on the shield doing the snow. Be like, oh, yep, I saw that. But Alyssa Wong, we have been just completely, overjoyed by having you as a guest on the show tonight. But we do have one more bit of business, and that is our Thunder Round. Our Thunder Round is 5 questions for listeners and Listener Prime to get to know you a little bit better. So we're gonna kind of just go back and forth on these, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about Deadpool at the end. Yeah, because that's awesome stuff that is happening right now. So Will, you have the first question.
Yeah, so Alyssa, no wrong or right answer, just whatever comes to mind, whatever comes to heart. You answer the best you can. If you were a superhero, what would be your superpower?
Shape-shifting.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a fast answer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My shoes would always fit. I would be able to wear whatever I wanted to.
Mhm.
I could be tall and handsome. I could be
Mhm.
short and handsome. I could be whoever and whatever I wanted to at any given point. And really, it doesn't really get any better than that.
Yeah, shape-shifting, strong answer. Strong. There's no wrong or right answers, but man, that's a strong one. That's a good one.
As
I
long
think
as
Will's
whatever you
wrong.
shapeshift into is handsome, I feel like that was an important thing that you mentioned.
Mhm.
Yeah, if I want to fly, I'll just turn into a handsome bird. Done and done.
Boom.
You know, that's a nice hack right there. One power, but
That's a dashing
multiple.
bird.
Yeah. Look at
Look
the
at
hair
handsome-
on that bird. Don't
look
put
at
a
the
helmet of
handsome.
feathers.
So
Yeah.
regal. That's a handsome bird.
Alyssa, what the next question in our Thunder round is: what is your number one pet peeve?
Oh, mouth sounds.
Ooh.
I hate mouth sounds. Like, oh no. That's good. No, talking is technically mouth sounds, but like I don't know.
Smacking gum.
Yeah, like
Chewing
like
loudly.
really wet mouth sounds. Like I don't know. Like eating is always a little rough if someone's like eating with their mouth open, or just I don't know. Just it makes me angry.
Did anybody else just get really self-conscious about whether or not their mouth
Right,
makes too much
right.
noise?
I'm
while
hitting
sitting
your mouth
here?
is-
right now. Right now, I'm hitting mute. While
Oh
I
my goodness.
No, you're doing great. You're doing
No.
great.
I am
No, that's
literally
good.
right there with you on the mouth
Mhm.
sounds. With I
100%.
just, oh no, can't do it.
I used to
But
do, oh, sorry.
speaking
of
eating,
mouth sounds, speaking of eating,
I'm gonna keep making some mouth sounds. I call them words. We'll see if they make sense. What drink or snack is your absolute go-to?
Like I'll just give it to you without any context.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling fancy, Shirley Temple.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very fancy.
I want to feel fancy every day, but unfortunately, I don't have Shirley Temple fixins every day. So
The butler just doesn't have that ready to go.
yeah.
Oh no, Alyssa's feeling fancy today. Get the Shirley Temple ready. What about do you have like a snack that's a go-to? Like something you just nibble on or that you just binge eat?
Yes. There are these ghost pepper peanuts that are incredible. Yeah,
Ghost
you just
pepper.
say what?
Ghost pepper peanuts.
Yeah, ghost pepper peanuts.
Sounds painful.
Oh,
does sound painful.
So good. You can feel them through your entire body. It's great.
It's nice. You can feel it in your whole body.
Oh my
Capsaicin
gosh.
just radiating through your entire body. It's fantastic. I love it.
That sounds like a condition.
Yeah.
It does actually.
That's something you have a lot. Like you always want to feel your food.
Wow.
Yeah. If I'm just like at my desk, I'll just get a bowl of that and just eat it and sweat and eat it. It's great.
Just typing away. Oh gosh.
Who needs a 5-hour energy when you have ghost pepper peanuts? That's like a good wake-up call. That sounds pretty epic.
So good.
All right. So when you're not creating comics or writing or eating ghost pepper peanuts, what do you do for fun? What do you do for fun?
Oh, not enough stuff. All I do is work. I think I started getting into rock climbing recently.
Nice.
So I'm terrified of heights, but I'm hoping that this will help me fix that.
Okay. I'm scared of heights. What do? Climb a rock.
Yeah.
I respect that, because the main reason that I don't want to rock climb is because I'm scared of heights. So you're the exact opposite. You're like, I'm doing it because of that.
Yeah, I've been doing bouldering, so you don't have like anything holding you, you just climb the rock. And then I did top rope, where you do have like the harness and the belay, and you go way the hell up in the air. And coming down is so scary, because you have to like you have to kick off of the rock wall. So you just have to like kick backwards into the air, and I am so scared of heights. So that was really hard.
So good.
But nothing feels more exciting than victory. So
And living.
And
Must
the
have
nerves that I
victory.
now have that are causing mouth sounds on my end of this Zoom call from hearing about this. To close out the Thunder round, if you could have dinner with any person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
To clarify, the other person is dead or alive. We assume you are alive for this part.
You could also be dead if you want, but I don't know if that would be as good of a dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, the ghost route.
Oh no, this is so difficult. Oh God. I don't have a good answer. I guess Octavia Butler.
Oh, good
she's
answer.
yeah,
Fantastic.
she's incredible. I've read her story Bloodchild in college, I think. And I just loved it. I'm obsessed with parasites, and I was just like, this is incredible. So
Parable of the Sower. Have you read Parable of the Sower?
I have not read Parable of the Sower.
Oh, man, I read that at the beginning of the pandemic, and that was probably a bad thing, because it was like, oh my gosh, she was a prophet. She wrote this like in the late 90s, early 2000s, but like she predicted the future is happening right now. I was like, oh my gosh, she is a prophet, man. It is so good. Yeah, that's such a good answer. Oh man, I wish she was still alive so she could write the third book in that series. But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
man.
Alyssa, thank you for playing our Thunder round. The last bit is let's talk about what you are doing now, which is a lot of Deadpool. And so like what's it been like getting in this Deadpool headspace, writing crazy jokes, writing like crossed out notes within these text documents in comics, and writing, Deadpool's such a fun, crazy character. Tell us a little bit about what it's been like to get into Deadpool, and maybe anything else you'd like to share with listeners that they can check out.
Yeah. So Deadpool's great. I love writing Deadpool. The biggest challenge is, of course, the whole like pop culture black hole thing. But I would say, if you have a Venn diagram, and it's Deadpool #1.
It's a read once Deadpool #1 that I hope to someday have signed by all 4 creators. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna go to I don't know if I'm gonna go to the Southern Hemisphere to get a signature from Martin, but we'll see. We'll see.
That's exciting. Oh man. So yeah, if you have a Venn diagram, and one circle is Alligator Loki and the other circle is Dr. Aphra, I feel like Deadpool actually lives right in the middle, in the sense that he is a disaster, like a living disaster, morally gray, like trash fire person, meets like wild, fun, like over the top, bombastic, exciting stuff. Like, I don't know, it just makes me writing him is a challenge, but it makes me really happy. And I think when I pitched the first arc of Deadpool, I low-key didn't really realize I was pitching it, but I was like, the story that I have in mind is basically a body horror rom-com. It's about
because why not?
well,
so good.
I got the chance to play in the symbiote sandbox a while ago with Extreme Carnage. So I was thinking about Deadpool's body, which I know many people do. And I was like, we've seen that you can cut pieces of Deadpool off and they become new Deadpools, right? But and you've seen that he can grow pieces of himself back. So could you take Deadpool and just use him as like an eternal organ farm? Like, could you just keep cutting kidneys out of Deadpool? And then I was like, what if you transplanted somebody else's kidney into Deadpool? Would he make it healthy, or would he just grow another person inside him? And so that was a seed, so to speak, of this first arc, in which we find out, well, I guess the harrower is trying to find out whether or not she can grow a Carnage inside of Deadpool.
I love that you didn't know the answer, so you created the answer.
I mean, I feel like that's science, right? Like, that's the only way to find out is to do it and see what happens.
I think that's actually the dictionary definition of science. It's when the harrower grows a Carnage inside of a Deadpool. Webster's dictionary defines science as
see Deadpool number 1. That's
Deadpool
what
number 1.
Asterisk. See Deadpool.
Oh man, well, we've been enjoying Deadpool so much, and since we, ever since we Martin came on the show a long time ago, and he was like, I have a big project, and I'm excited to for people to learn about. Come to find out, that was Deadpool, and then we're like, hold on, ALYSSA Wong is also, she's writing this, this crazy freight train. So and then we got to meet Joe Sabino, and we're like, hold on, a lot of our favorite people are writing this comic, and you have turned a person who kind of thought Deadpool was a fad, into one of the books I look forward to reading every month.
Top of the stack. Mm-hmm.
So so thank you very much for turning this pretty solid Thor fan into a pseudo Deadpool fan. But is there anything else people can be checking out? Do you have anything else that you want to promote, or have we reached the end?
Does it have to be Marvel?
No, gosh, no. It has to be ALYSSA Wong related. That's the only qualifier.
That works for me. So I have a story coming out in the upcoming Lazarus Planet Dark Fate DC comic.
No way.
Yeah, so I have a short story. It's called, I don't know if we've announced what it's called, but we are introducing a brand new character to the DC universe, whose name is Xanthi. They are teaming up with Cassandra Cain and Constantine for this 10-page story. And it is I just did the final passes on it last week, and it is beautiful. The artist is Heining. I think Sebastian Cheng's doing the colors, and it's gorgeous. I'm very excited for it. I think it comes out in February.
What's the name of that book? Lazarus Planet, which one?
So it's Lazarus Planet Dark Fate.
Dark Fate. Got it.
Yeah. If you just look up my name and then Lazarus Planet, you'll be able to find it.
Yeah.
Heining also did a variant cover, which I think is variant D, as in dog, which features Xanthi and it's beautiful.
Giant sword wielding badass, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be picking that up.
Add to pull list.
It's like there's a lot of names I know on this list of creators for this book. Tim Seeley, isn't it? Joshua Williamson, yourself, everybody go pick up Lazarus Planet Dark Fate #1 when it comes out, and watch ALYSSA flex on the universe.
That being said, I also have, I would say, watch that space and watch this space, because there is something that I can't talk about yet, a big project that's coming up that we should be announcing sometime in the near future that I'm very excited for.
In the comics world?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. But
you heard it here first, listeners. Live action Alligator Loki series coming straight from the mind of ALYSSA.
They heard it here first, I'm sure. Fast.
I'm Alligator Loki. It's me.
That's right.
Just me in a
Live action.
headband.
Is it all CGI or just green
It's all
face paint to make it
CGI.
work? Yeah.
It's like a mascot suit, but like the mouth is open and my face is right in the middle.
Oh my
Everything
God.
else is high budget, like high CGI, beautiful MCU, and then there's just
Alligator
me
Loki.
in this horrible mascot suit. And everyone acts like it's normal. They're like, that's an alligator.
And they're
Right.
scared. They're like, oh my gosh.
Obviously,
That's 100% an alligator.
it's essentially it's the last episode of She-Hulk where everyone's just like, okay, behind the scenes, just so you know, Alyssa's the only part of this entire image that's real. But wow, I mean that's so, you know, be looking for Deadpool, be looking for Dr. Aphra is still ongoing, correct, Alyssa? Like running strong at what, over 30 issues. That's
so issue 28 just came out this week, and I just finished turning in an issue that is several issues down the road from that. So I'm very excited.
I mean, that is that's incredible. And then like DC's Lazarus Planet, their big event. This is gonna be lending talent to that. And then there's that big announcement that we're, you know, it's vague and it's, you know, exciting, and we get to kind of theorize about it. Hey guys, maybe we should devote an episode to theorizing what is Alyssa's next big project, and then just, you know, stab wildly into the dark. But Alyssa, thank you so much for joining us tonight for this conversation. Everybody, you can is there anywhere on social media that people can follow you, check out what you're doing, or is that not your bag?
So I have a Twitter. My handle is Crash Wong, one word. Crash is in car crash, and then Wong is in my last name. It's a college nickname, you know. And
I was gonna ask about the nickname. Is there any like story behind it?
I used to rollerblade in college because it was the only way I could get to class on time. So I picked up that nickname along the way because I used to just like, I didn't have time to take my skates off, so I would just aggressively skate into like the lecture hall or like the
That's so good.
So
wearing a alligator mascot uniform.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Okay.
I don't want to say that's the comic we need, but I definitely think it's the comic we deserve.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but and you have a website as well, that
I do. I have to update it, but it is crashwong.net. It desperately needs an update. I don't think I've updated it since I worked at Blizzard, but it is there. You can find it. And,
yes.
Yeah, but mostly just thank you for reading my comics, and I hope you keep liking them.
I mean, I think I can say for all three of us guys, thank you for writing your comics. It's a absolute pleasure to read and to enjoy, to look forward to books. You know, like Will and I have gotten to the point where we follow creators at this point, and like you are one of the creators that we follow, and it's like, what's Alyssa got for us this month? So so we look forward to it. And listeners, I hope you've enjoyed this conversation with Alyssa Wong. And if you didn't enjoy this conversation, come on, let's be honest, you actually did. You're just faking it, or maybe you're listener prime and you're just trying to prove that you know more about Thor's long lost sister that we didn't know about. And stumbled our way through maybe knowing a thing or two about. Yeah, that episode was rough, guys. But everybody, we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to check us out on Instagram, we are at Mighty Thor Podcast, where we'll drop, you know, certain things about what's happening on the show. Or if you want to know about things ahead of time, say like you wanted to know that we were interviewing Alyssa like a month and a half ahead of time, yeah, you can join our Patreon and join the Thor Corps, and you would have known about this episode like a month ago, and you would have had this episode available to you a week, 2 weeks ahead of when everybody else had it. So yeah, that's just a little shameless plug for our Thor Corps, and you'll get bonus episodes, early episodes, and you'll know about things way in advance. So do that at the link in the episode description. Other than that, guys, I think we did some okay work tonight. Alyssa did great work. We did some okay work. And until we see everybody next time aboard the Rainbow Bridge, we encourage you to do one thing, and that is, no matter where you are, what you're doing, stay worthy.
That's so cute.
Da, da, da.